Okay, I am back and we are going to try to finish this up this time. I'm working on the Marco Renoir oils with my color page here. And this is in my Etsy shop. There will be a link to it in the description and down in the comments. But yeah, I'm doing blue this time. So yours should look pretty much like this minus the green. Okay, you should have been able to finish all that blue up. And I actually have a silver colored pencil. Now I want to show you my gold also. And between the two of silver and gold, that's what silver looks like on it. That's what gold looks like on it. Gold's just not as good. Silver is better on blues. The gold is a lot better on reds. This is more of a warm color, so you would use it with your reds, your yellows, oranges, things like that. You would use the silver with your blues, your greens, your cooler colors. And I am just simply coloring in those circles. That's all I'm doing here. So get those colored in real quick. I did go ahead and do this background area in the darkest of the blues. Here you can see I did it all in reds. Now this red does not have as many different shades in it as the blue does. So if you've missed that, go ahead and go back and watch the other videos. In real, true to form poinsettias that are blue, the colors are flipped. The dark is on the outside, whereas we normally think of it as on the inside for the darker color because it's going down in. Not so with poinsettias. So now I have pulled 3 greens. Again, I'm with the Marco Renoirs. So I've pulled 69, 96, and 61. Let's put those in color order by light to dark. And I went ahead and did this corner up closest to dark because it's tucked under. And then I will go, all right, I'm going to flip this over and see. 69 is just a little lighter than 61. Yeah, but they're close. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my medium green and come in here next and just blend that in because I do want to get lighter as I come out, and I'm overlapping what I've already done. Okay, just overlap, and that's how you're going to get that nicer blend. Okay, see there, you can barely even tell where I overlapped them at. Now as I keep going out, I'm going to keep overlapping each row. Can you see what I'm doing? Somebody on the coloring book site on Facebook said she didn't realize that I was actually overlapping. And that could very well easily be something that I haven't really talked about much. Then as you go in where you're going to start going to your lighter shade, you're going to go lighter here, so that when you overlap, this dark is not too dark. I normally teach going from light to dark so that you don't get too dark too soon. These are my clear plastic sheets that are underneath just to protect the table and to keep my coloring smooth and not denting down into whatever's underneath them. Okay, that's the middle shade. Now we're going to pull the lightest one. This is the number 96 if you're working with your Renoirs. And it just goes off the edge of the table, off the edge of the page, I mean. Yeah, there's something right there. It's on the back of my paper. There we go. See, and I'm just blending that spot out. But anyway, yeah, just go off the side of the page. I have drawn these pages so that if you decide to keep it and frame it, there it is. Good. Hopefully that's gone, whatever it was. If you decide to keep it and frame it, it will still work in an 8 by 10 frame. just lovely and just go off under the edge. So that's why I had it just go off there. And then you can come down into the darker colors. That's fine. All right, then, whoops, doesn't go there, it goes back over here. Then I took that lightest one and I did these two edges. And so now then I'm going to go to my medium. This is the number 69. So whatever brand you're using, then you would go to your middle color. Just going to get up under the edge of that. Well, I say, I don't know what's on my table here. I keep feeling stuff. Oh well, I'm just going to have little bits. I'm not going to keep going back and checking the table. My paper is going to be a little textured. You know, that's another reason not to put cardboard underneath when you're doing your coloring. It can leave your paper looking very textured. Now see, I'm going over the white and then whatever color was underneath there. Okay, I'm taking out the top one because whatever it is messing up. I had two under there. Normally I just have one. And now I'm going too heavy-handed. Oh, goodness. I'm not feeling my best today. I had to take migraine meds earlier and go back to bed. And so I feel like some of that's still in my system. And so maybe I should have waited another day or so for the video, but I hate to make people wait when I know they're coloring along. Gotta have a reason, right? It's not just that I'm having a bad color day. It could be a bad color day, you never know. Alright, so just blend nicely. Get that well blended. Going the direction that leaf would have grown. I still almost always go in my circles or ovals, but if I'm going in that direction, it's just going to make it look better. Now see, I'm getting lighter with more white showing as I get up in there. That gives area for the other colored pencil to get into. Come back with my lightest and blend these a little bit more. Yeah, I'll have to go into Etsy and pop the link up on there for where to find this tutorial. You know, I noticed the one I did yesterday, a couple of people, now I'm going to the third one, the darkest. I noticed a couple of people have already purchased yesterday's coloring sheet that I had done on finding shadows and where to put the darks at and how to work with what's underneath and what's on top and where the light source is coming from. And I just want to give a shout out and thank you. You know, I do so many videos and I don't charge for them. And whenever somebody goes in then and purchases one of my worksheets for a tutorial, it just kind of makes me happy. So told my husband last night, I said, yeah, I spent like 4 hours on making tutorials and worksheets and getting things uploaded and sold 2 of them. And he's like, well, that's cool. I said, yeah, we made a whole $3 today. But it's more than just that. It's about being able to help people and for them to understand different parts of coloring. I want everybody to love it as much as I do and to see what I see. I I for some reason have always been able to see what's in front, what's behind, and how to blend. Um, my parents were both artistic back in the day. Now, I would continue to blend that better. That's not my best blending job. And I would even come in here and make this darker because it's down recessed underneath. And just keep putting layers on. You know, there's still plenty of area there for more. Okay, so then I'm going to come in with the medium because we've already laid down the light. So now come in with that medium color, still going the direction that the leaf is growing. What happens is we laid this color, okay, it's here. Now we're laying the second color and overlapping so that in the long run it all becomes one and you can't tell where one starts and the other one stops. And then this one is coming up here, and then the darker one is coming in here, and once again we're blending. I don't know if that helps you to understand what we're doing or not, but like this is my first hand, this is my second hand, and we're bringing it down and interlocking those fingers in a minute. This is just the hand here. I'm saying for instance, just giving an example. I know a lot of people learn differently. Some learn by watching and doing. Some learn by just the words and then seeing. See, now I'm interlocking the two and blending it so that you can't tell where one color started and the other one stopped. That's why I think it's so important that you do color along and not just watch. It is fun to watch people do their pages. I'm not saying it's not, but you wouldn't sit and write a child's name and just have them watch and never get to practice. You wouldn't watch somebody drive a car and then think that you could just automatically drive. You would have to be in the car with somebody and actually practice. So that's the way it is with coloring. You're going to be watching a little bit, which you've been doing. I've made almost 200 videos. But now it's time to get those pages out and color along with me. Now I'm going to go back to my first color, and I'm going to blend this a little more. But yeah, now it's time to actually get those pencils out and color along and actually have the hands-on training. If I could sit there beside you and help you out, I would. But that's not just something that's possible. Yeah, I'm getting automatic veinage in my leaves because of whatever's underneath this paper. So, alright, just blending that back and forth. I have a surprise background for today too. On this one I actually used some blue chalk pastel. And I've gotten to where I like chalk pastels quite a bit for backgrounds. Now I'm on my third color, the deepest one. It's number 61 if you're using these pencils. But yeah, I've gotten to where I like the chalk pastels because it's nice and easy. But I had a happy accident the other day with a page that I did. And I'm going to share that process with you today. The background on this one, I'm going to make it both green and blue. And I'm not going to color, but I am going to use the same pencil colors that are already on this page. Okay, and a tissue. Yeah, grab a Kleenex, make sure it's one that doesn't have aloe vera or any of the lotions and stuff in it. You just want a regular old tissue. And don't use paper towel because it's going to be a little too rough for what we're doing. Okay, I have a lot of texture in my leaves, but I'm kind of okay with that. Okay, and again, I could continue to color on this and get all those marks out, but I'm not going to, okay? Just because of the interest of time, and I want to get this posted. Okay, the background. Are you ready for this? It's so easy. Do you remember how I've been taking my tissue and I've been rubbing these just to smooth out the color? Look at that. Automatic blue background. So I'm going over the whole thing, and normally I say stay inside the lines so that you don't smear up your background. But today I'm smearing. Yeah, I just decided I wanted to go ahead and have just a soft background. So I'm smearing the color that's on the picture off onto the background. And it's ever so soft, but it just knocks back that regular old white that was there. Okay, now I could go up on the edge of the leaves too, but instead I'm going to take this, I'm going to fold it again, clean spot. I'm gonna hold it actually in the middle, I think. And now I'm going to smear some of that green out there. So it's just a really fast and easy background, and it's a way to get some color in that background without actually having to color. It's very subtle. It's very soft. It's not very dark at all. But again, it gets rid of that white. And that's all I'm after today. Just trying to get rid of the white. All right, can you see that background? It's just ever so slightly. But anyway, so that finished up the page. And yeah, I do need to come back in with my my colors in the green and really soften those out. But in the interest of time, I'm not going to sit and do all of this because I've done enough now that you can go ahead and finish your own. But can you see here how just doing this little bit, I'm getting rid of all those streaks. Yeah, see, there's still a lot of white in the paper, still a lot of tooth left. So I have plenty of room to still be in here blending. Okay, I just want you to see how easy we can still blend. And I'm using my lightest color instead of a blending pencil because I'm adding color to the page, not just moving around what's already there. I'm going to pick this up in a minute and lift it up to you so that you can see the difference in one side of this leaf and the other. Just filling in all the white spaces. And then I'm going to blend it just so that the bit of buildup on there is smooth. Now I want you to see if I can see how it's smooth. Let's see if we can catch the light. There, do you see that smoothness? Now, can you see how one side's more streaked and the other side's smoother? This side's smoother and this still has all these streaks in it. That's just because I sat and did that little bit of blending just now. Okay, all right, so this was the last video in this series. I believe it only took us 2 videos for this one. But again, I will go back and attach those links and hook up the the place where you can get the picture, and on the picture I'll hook up where you can see the video so they link back and forth to each other. Just remember color number 1, color number 2, fade it out so that when you come in with this one and you have it faded out and overlapped, you link those colors together so that they are continuous. You're building a bridge across from the light color to the dark color. Okay? You can do it. And then don't forget, we have the lights on top, the darks under the edges of those folds so that they look rounded. Okay? You want it to look like it's actually folded over. It's lighter on top, it's darker underneath. That's how this pops to the top and is more realistic looking. All right, good practice page. Go pick it up. And I will be back. Let's see. I'm working as a sub at the Learning Center tomorrow. Then we have the weekend. Then Monday I teach classes. I should be back no later than Tuesday to pop another video out of some sort. So check back and let's see what we're doing next.